Gyal, day 2 of my vlogging journey. All right. For some reason, every time I do these videos, I look like my face is just dry and ashy. But I think I didn't put no moisturizer on my face this morning. In the last video, I just had woken up, so y'all had got the real me all around. But I'm actually been up for a while now, taking my kids to school, and Mondays are usually my days where I kind of get some housework done because I'm technically a full-time mom. You know, I pretty much dedicate my life to taking care of my kids and making sure they're good. I pick them up from school. I take them to school, pick them up from school, go to games, get the house clean, do typical house mom stuff. And on the side, I do dance fitness and Reiki and therapy, but I'm also going to open up my own therapy practice for massage therapy and all that, and detox therapy. So, but for now, you know, I'm just seeing that, especially in these times, and what I had to learn about myself, especially within the this last year between the whole pandemic, is I had to root myself so much more, like, and really ground myself. And my main priority became just creating and keeping peace in the home and comfort in the home. Because I was like, if anything is more important, like outside, career, other people, networks, all that stuff didn't matter when that pandemic hit. When that pandemic hit, what mattered was having a comfortable home and being at peace in the home. And so that's kind of what I've been sticking to as well, because it's definitely been such an amazing experience for us, and we are blessed. Like we are extremely blessed. Because, like I said, God, the universe, the Most High, it definitely we are definitely in favor of it, because I can live this type of life. I can be a mom to my kids, and I'm grateful for that. But the only thing that was happening within that was the fact that I'm so focused in my home. I'm so focused on just the day to day. I haven't really expanded myself enough to really figure out what it is outside of, like, just trying to find a hustle in terms of, like, my dance fitness career, outside of me trying to build up my career. Like, what is something that I want to do just for fun? What is something in life that I just want to experience? And so I haven't really been experiencing life. And so now I'm at a point in my life, and the reason why I'm doing these vlogs and stuff is because I'm now in a point in my life where I am all about experiencing life. I'm all about experiencing life now. And I used to feel so stuck and boxed in. And that's what happens when you're too grounded and too rooted. Because I focus on the chakras. So sometimes I had to, like, get up off that and say, all right, maybe my root chakra is too overactive because I'm too grounded, too rooted, and too comfortable. So I started having to find things within myself to say, okay, it's time to get uncomfortable. And what are things that I want to do? So the other day, you know, I wake up every morning and I try to have, like, more of like that's my time to really be within. You know, I do my self-Reiki treatments, I read my spiritual books, and sometimes I do yoga, although I'm now doing my yoga practices at night. But what came to me the other day was, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you have always wanted to do? And go do it. So I had to think, I started listing off things that I want to do. Let's see, I've always wanted to go to the gun range. I want to travel. I want to yada, 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 yada. And so something in my spirit said, well, you know what? There's a gun range that just opened up in your area. Go look up that place and kind of just get information. Because at the end of the day, you just got to get the information. Don't be stuck. Like, if there's something you want to do, just get the information on what it takes to get there. Even if you can't do it right away, what's the information on how to get there? Like, what's the process of even making that a reality? So in addition to that, so I'm going to get to this first. So I was like, okay, I've always wanted to go to the shooting range. And I've always felt like I was depending on somebody else outside of me who has already been to kind of take me or go with me or at least something like that. But this time it was actually the other day, but within this time I was like, you know what, let me go to the website, let me see what I gotta do. So I went to the website and I was just scrolling to kind of see what they had to offer. Do I have to have my own gun? Do they provide guns? Do they sell guns? And all of the above. I found out they sell guns, you can rent out a gun, they have everything that you need for it. And I was like, cool, all right. And then I saw that they had the concealed carry class. So I was like, boom. So I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. Because you go into class, they teach you about the gun safety and everything like that, and then you get an opportunity to get onto the range. So I was like, what's the perfect thing than to learn what I need to learn and then get on the range and be able to shoot? So I signed up for the class. I bought some goggles and ear things or whatever. And I said, it's just time for me to experience that. And before that even happened, I ended up, I was like, you know what? I want to travel. So when I was reading this book, I'm going to show y'all. So I was reading this book. It's called E Square by Pam Grout. And it's a manifestation book. And one of the passages that she talked about in this book was, sometimes you got to start acting like you already have it. Like, you want to manifest, start acting like it. Like, she was describing this trip to Mexico and how the lady just kind of manifested it. Like, so she went, her and her friend got together. They went by her swimming pool. They ordered they made cocktails, and they were pretending like they were in Mexico, and they were envisioning it, and how they manifested the trip. They didn't have the money or anything, but they ended up manifesting the trip. And so I took that aspect with me, and I said, you know what? I've always wanted to travel, especially internationally. I want to go to Africa, especially Kemet, aka Egypt. I want to see the pyramids. I've always wanted to see the pyramids, the Sphinx, land of the pharaohs, just everything I've always wanted to see since I was a kid. I was a little girl. And I've manifested opportunities, but I never taken the opportunities. And honestly, don't tell nobody, but I don't even have a passport. I don't have a passport. So if I want to internationally travel, what's the first step? You got to have a passport. So, all right. So what I decided to do after reading that part of the book was, well, I'm going to go make an appointment and I'm going to go get me my passport. I'm gonna get my kids one too, but that's a little bit more complicated because I got to get, the other parent signatures and getting all of that in alignment. But I was like, let me just start with myself first, and then I'm gonna get them together. And so I'm in the process of getting my passport. The only thing was I made an appointment. I had everything done. Like, they even took the picture, everything, right? And I thought I had my birth certificate in the car with my kids. Like, I had their birth certificates together. And I was like, okay, mine's in here somewhere. So I was just kind of moving fast, and I should have been more prepared. That's what I need to learn. And so I didn't have my birth certificate. So I have everything ready to go. And so I made another appointment. Blah, 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 blah. I made another appointment. So now I have an appointment to go complete that, get my birth certificate, and then I'll have my passport. So at the end of the day, at least have the passport. So if the opportunity comes along that says, hey, you want to come take this international travel, I'll be ready to go. So one thing I've learned is it's not about being let's say, hold on, let me take a deep breath and let me get this quote together. I'm really into quotes, but it's not about being in the right place at the right time, but it's about being the right person in the right place at the right time. You can be in the right place at the right time, but be so unprepared. And so stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So I was like, let me have my passport in hand. So when the opportunity does arise, that's not something that I have to work on taking care of. It's already taken care of. I already have it. So I'm just ready to now start manifesting life and creating my life because it's necessary. And, like I said, I live comfortably. I'm very blessed in my life. My children, we're all just very highly blessed. But at the end of the day, another thing I'm manifesting is a home. So I was like, how do we get a home? Like, let me get my business together. Let me get myself together where money and income is coming in. Because right now, where we live is beautiful. We live in a beautiful place, beautiful area. But we're in a situation that somebody could actually dictate whether we can stay here or not. With government type shit. And although it's beautiful and I'm grateful, I still want to have my own control over my life. That's one thing that I'm big on, is having control over my own life and my own reality, and making sure that we are always going to be on a safe, like, rooted ground. And so that's why I just study a lot. I study often because I'm like, knowledge is power, but more importantly, applied knowledge is power. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So I'm just here, you know, chillaxing, vlogging, and then I'll let y'all know about my experiences with the whole shooting range and all that. That won't be for a couple of weeks, but because, like I said, I'm doing this vlogging journey for the next and it's not really like a vlogging journey, because I'm not really like taking the camera everywhere and editing. I don't want to do that. I don't feel like doing that. That requires editing. It requires a whole lot of extra shit that I just don't feel like doing. I'd rather just talk. I'd rather just have a conversation on because I've done that. I've done so many things. I have done that. When I first started with YouTube and everything like that, I was doing like interviews with like the local celebrities. I even interviewed Lil Scrappy when he came to town. I was like, so the D-list celebrities that were coming. This is before he was on Love and Hip Hop. Like, so when I say D-list, E-list, Z-list celebrities, but I was grateful that he was very nice. Like he was down for it. So I was doing things like that because I had the connection in the industry. But the only thing when I was doing those type of interviews and I was going around and being in the clubs, because I was doing radio, so I was into promotions and marketing, and I started my brand and my business in that way, but I wasn't really business minded. I was just doing it for the excitement and the fact that it was just fun, and I got caught up in the life, but that's a whole another story. But when I was doing that kind of stuff, I was recording, I was setting up the interviews, I was recording the shows, I was editing, posting, marketing. I was a one-woman show. And and I think I'm still kind of burnt out from that. And that was like over 10 years ago. That was over 10 years ago. And I'm burnt out from trying to do all that. I don't like editing videos. I don't like doing and taking the camera, putting at different angles, and all the shit that you see people doing now on YouTube. I don't want to do that. So that's why I'm just kind of doing this series right now for my own, like I said, for my own self. I'm doing it, and if you rock in and just kind of want to vibe with what I'm saying, if you relate, whatever, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You can always comment, but subscribe, stay up to date, because like I said, I'm doing this for the next 30 days. It's healing my self-expression, which is my throat chakra, because I do work with chakras a lot. So it's very important for you to get out there and find ways to express yourself, because it helps you feel free. I feel free. I feel more free the more I express myself in different ways, different types of ways. So I'm just excited for life. This is my new journey, and I'm not going to stop. And actually, it's not a new journey. It's a continuing journey from it's a continuing journey, darling. And that's what life is. It's just a continuing journey. And depending on which way you're going depends on your mental state, your emotional state. So if you're on an upward journey, then yes, that's the way you go. But some people are going this way. But just because if you feel like you're going this way, don't mean that you can't shift that and go right back up that way. Because that's what I felt like for a long time. Like after I was like in the entertainment industry and I got caught up in that life, my journey felt like it was doing this. I was like, oh my God, I'm just losing myself. But guess what? I lost myself so I could find myself. So, and I'm still finding myself. Because now I'm more rooted in myself. And it's deep, like being woke, like just being healed. And working on yourself is continuous. It's a lifelong journey. So every time I think, okay, no, I'm focused within, I find a new way to focus more within and stuff. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. It's all about just kind of staying rooted, staying grounded, and be expressive, and go do it. Go do it. If there's something you want to do, the first step is just to research what you need to do to make it happen. You ain't got to spend no money to research. The internet is free. Go research. Go to the place. Go to the actual websites. Type it in. But don't click pay. You know what I'm saying? For the trip. How much is that trip going to be? What's the average amount of that trip? How much is that? What are the hotels in the area? What do I need to do to get here to here? And it is all about just researching. Okay, I want to go to Dubai or something. Like, okay, there's a 7-star hotel. Okay, how much does that hotel cost per night, and how can I manifest that? Trust me, that's gonna be on the list for next. You know what I'm saying? But It's all about taking the first step, and that's what I'm learning. Taking the first step, and the first step is always knowledge. Get a base level of knowledge first, and then boom, then you good. Then you can work on manifesting it. And read such books like this. Read books talk about manifestation. Like, this is a really good book. So I'll check you later. Remember to always. All right, remember this is gonna be my thing. Okay, at the end, it's gonna be: do not look for yourself in the world, but look for the world in yourself and let that shine through. Okay? And I'll talk to you later. Tomorrow.